I started in the role, I talked to the team a lot about the fact that I wanted to hear more about what they thought they could do, and trying to instill a little bit of belief in their own ability, because from the outside perspective looking in, I certainly knew that they had more ability than what they were showing. And it was really important that they started to believe that, and they weren't going to really turn results around until that started to happen. It was my thoughts. Look, Frankie is an outstanding tactician, I suppose, for want of a better term, of the game, and she cares deeply about Canterbury, and really is motivated by not just Canterbury doing well, but players from Canterbury doing well as well. So she wants to put players in the best position to do well, and sometimes to her own detriment. I think that she can overthink her own game at times, but that's a skill in itself, and that what she can bring to the team in terms of her level of thinking around the game. And I think Amy's a really good foil for Frankie. Amy's exactly what you see on the screen. She's a pretty cool, calm, collected player and a person, and I think that she's a really good foil for Frankie when around she brings that level of calmness, and I think part of the trick for me was ensuring that we were able to get the best out of both of them in terms of their thinking around the game. Frankie's, as I mentioned before, she can sometimes overthink her own game, and I was really proud of the way that she actually approached her batting in this tournament, where it's been right outside of her comfort zone, which is almost not to think. It's actually, as an opening batter in T20, it was to go out and try and be more aggressive and think less about the consequence of that role. And it was a real battle for her to be able to do that. But I thought that she made a really good fist of that throughout the 9 games in the round robin and the final. Yeah, well, the work that she's done, and I'll mention Amy Satterthwaite in the same breath here, is because to come back from to come back from a year off from on maternity leave, I don't think it can be overstated how hard that actually is. When I think there's stories of many mums that say how hard it is to go back into the workforce and go back to their old jobs after maternity leave, and not just from a physical standpoint, but also an emotional and a mental standpoint as well. Is quite difficult. But to go back and play high level sport, where the demands on your body and also the demands on your mind as well are so great, I think it's pretty easy to gloss over what those two have achieved from doing that. And Amy's now. Amy and Kate are now back playing international cricket as mums with children at 1 year or less, and I think it's a testament to how hard they work, and also how much they want to play for their country. And we certainly fed off that at Canterbury in terms of that desire to be as good as they possibly could be. Despite how hard it is for them, was something that was really inspiring for us. And it was also great to have young Sophia and Grace around the team for the duration of the tournament, and they became just extended parts of the squad, which was really interesting for me as a coach, and having never had that before. But it was actually really easy. Probably not so easy for Amy and Leah and Kate, but from our point of view, it was as natural as anything, really. It was really nice to have them around. But in terms of going back to your original question about Kate, Kate's a real competitor, and she just really hates losing. And in the past, and presently, she gets a bit grumpy about losing at times and that. But I think with a bit of age and maturity, she's learned to channel that in a really positive manner. But yeah, her real drive is around wanting to win, and especially with some young players in the side, just seeing that real drive to want to be as best you can be, and also to come out on top of the opposition on a daily basis. a really valuable lesson for them to learn, and also to they get to learn it by watching someone on a daily basis actually live that, and really thrive off winning, and to see her at the end of the Super Smash final and just how much it meant to her was it was really nice to see from not just from my point of view, but from the whole team.